Well, guys, Intellivision Amico has finally broken their awkward, weird silence when it comes to providing any substantial news updates. Aside from the comment section on their StartEngine page, which was quite cringe, we really haven't heard anything from an official capacity. The StartEngine page just kind of closed the campaign, and it was really quiet. No real huge major announcements. We talked about it yesterday. Today, they broke the silence with an email that was sent out. We're going to take a look at this email right now. So, this is basically the news and updates. Lots of other people covered this, lots of other people tweeted out about it. I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it. So, this is business update. And this is from the CEO. Says, I wanted to take a moment to provide an update and also extend my apologies. As you know, it was my goal to communicate with you by the end of February. However, over the last few weeks, we started discussions with potential investors slash acquirers outside of the StartEngine universe. So that's interesting right there. So if you guys weren't aware, real quick to touch on it again, they had their fourth round of fundraising, this time on StartEngine. I think they had a $5 million goal, essentially. I think that was the number, not remembering, but they only made 58,000 of it, which is hugely a failure. And it just silently closed. They just silently closed it, had no like real intentions of making any announcements, really, from what it seemed like. They were just arguing with people in the comment sections and labeling people as haters and asking people to prove their identity on LinkedIn, essentially doxing potential investors in order to question or answer any questions. It was kind of weird. They were met with a lot of venom and hostility. Definitely not a good look when it comes to trying to raise funds. Now, anyways, aside from that, it's been speculated what's going to go on. Are they going to be able to operate past July? There's been few rumors and stuff. Even just recently in my comment section on my last video, somebody kind of hinted that there's a secret angel investor that's going to be providing a lot of different funds for the company, and that they're going to remodel it with a slimmer model, and that they're going to be shipping out by June. I don't know about that. That's interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens. At no point did I personally say that this thing was over. If you've been following along, the main thing that I've been wanting to touch base on is that they had a little bit of shady business practices going on when it comes to keeping investors in the loop as far as transparency goes. But they had these secret meetings that were showing SEC documents to insiders ahead of time that weren't even shareholders, and then those secret meeting organizations or groups went nuts and just basically it's just kind of for like a mob towards anybody that had any questions and labeling them as haters. And it was just from the outsider's perspective looking in, perception's reality. And it essentially just looked like somebody was yelling at somebody for coming out and exposing the fact that there was weird and shady things going on. Now, aside from that, continuing on, the fact that there's a potential investor or an angel investor in here, speculation can run rampant. Who would be a company that would be interested in potentially, I guess, investing or acquiring Intellivision? I know there's a meme going on, Soldier Boy. People are saying that. I highly doubt that. But this is probably somebody that is not really involved in the gaming or entertainment scene, more than likely. But that's just speculation. We have no signs right here. There was no evidence of anything right here. So it was almost kind of like a blanket statement. I'm not going to say that it's not true. But it is interesting that they came out and said it. But then again, in the past, Intellivision has said stuff that never happened. Almost kind of like just a to buy time type of thing. But continuing on with this article, or this, I guess, email, it says, as we continue to work with them on a deal structure and terms, it has been agreed that we maintain a quiet period while negotiating. So does this mean they're no longer going to be going ham on social media, basically fighting and starting flame wars with everybody? If it's going to be a quiet period, they're going to have to tell their diehards to settle down a little bit and quit presenting themselves as people inside of the insider circle. Honestly, I think that's the thing that kind of turned away a lot of people, is that you had certain individuals that were labeled as official news sources or official insiders, but they were privy to secret information that investors weren't. It just kind of was like a bad look. So I think if they're going to be doing a legitimate quiet period to, I guess, negotiate this deal and kind of smooth things over, there's going to have to be a lot of, hey, cut that shit out going on in terms of what we're seeing on here. You know, first of all, they cannot reply to comments from haters anymore. Phil Adams, Nick Richards, I believe is the name. Just Jose Alvarado or whoever the fuck, John Alvarado. I don't even fucking know the names right now off the hand. I'm so freaking tired from opening Pokemon all day. But regardless of what, anybody associated with Intellivision Amico in an official capacity or anybody that's been going around representing themselves as an insider or PR needs to hide their fucking keyboard for this quiet period if they intend on getting an angel investor to pump this out, and if there's going to be any kind of truth to consoles being shipped by June, which how do we know if that's true or not? Anyways, continuing on, this ends by saying the magnitude of this type of deal will invariably have an influence on our path forward, but we're excited about the potential of a new group's involvement with Intellivision, and we'll update you as soon as we're able. So a new group's involvement. So this is interesting. This is intriguing here. Somebody said it's not over till the fat lady sings. It does seem like she's clearing her throat a bit, though, the last few months. Things haven't looked really good as far as the outlook of the StartEngine campaign and things goes like that. But if there is insiders or investors, I guess, outside of the StartEngine campaign, good on them. You know, maybe they'll be able to turn things around or save it. But that still doesn't excuse any of the behaviors or actions from CEOs and CCOs and CFOs or anything like that. From an official capacity, the hostility and the behavior towards questions and inquiries as a company, representing companies as a face, it just hasn't been a good look. And I think that's ultimately why the StartEngine failed, why the StartEngine didn't get as much of investments as they had wanted. So now what's going to happen? It's going to be interesting to see what company it is, honestly. Now, I personally think that if you're not sure if this is going to happen, if you're not sure that you're really going to be getting your console shipped to you in June, which again, it was the rumor there was even a Reddit post talking about the comment that was on my video. If you're not sure about it, feel free to go to their contact page. Don't forget, you can go to Intellivision's website, go to their contact us section, and get your refund while you still can. Because in a small way, this email today is a little bit of a blanket statement. It doesn't seem like... I don't know. At this point, what can we trust as far as Intellivision goes? with some of the shady business practices that they've done recently, what can we trust? So I personally haven't put a payment down on a console at all. I didn't invest into it, but if I did, I would definitely be trying to get my money back until they figure something out and then pay for it later if you really want an Amico. But yeah, let's see what happens from here. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, as always.